Clearly now Hunter Wells is the starter. He came in the game we lost to Western Illinois, played well. Even the game we won against Missouri State, Dante Nania struggled. We only won the game 14-7. So clearly Hunter Wells is the quarterback, true freshman, a lot like Kurt Hess, who broke many records here, started 4 years. Your typical drop-back passer, doesn't run much. But what we saw against Southern Illinois is, he was looking off receivers, showed a lot of poise, and there's no question he's the guy. I think you could see Nania with some packages, a little bit of wildcat. He's a much better runner than Wells, but they are very high on Hunter Wells, and the YSU coaching staff believes they can win with him right now. The plan really was to redshirt Hunter Wells, but he looked so good in summer camp. Offensive coordinator Shane Montgomery, who happened to coach Ben Roethlisberger in college at Miami of Ohio, said as a true freshman, he was further along than any quarterback he's seen. We just can't redshirt this guy. So they had him as number 2. They thought he'd be the backup and might play some, but he just overwhelmed the coaches during practice. And then when we struggled offensively against Missouri State, then early against Western, they pulled the trigger. But he surprised everybody. I think they knew he'd be good. They didn't think he'd be this good this fast. So he just really has earned the opportunity to be the starting quarterback. A little bit up and down. The Achilles heel of this team under Coach Wolford's been defense. We just haven't been able to get off the field and been physical enough against good teams. South Dakota State's a good example. They have just mauled us in the 4 meetings, and physically it was a beatdown last year at Stanbaugh Stadium. I think we're better defensively. I think up front we're healthier. Derek Rivers on the end. Outside pass rusher has been outstanding. Jalen Kelly in the middle of linebacker is better than what we've had in the past. Nate Dortch, who's a transfer cornerback from Miami of Florida, is a shutdown corner. So I just think defensively the team is better overall. Did have a couple letdowns against Western Illinois. The big question coming in on the offensive side was how do you replace Kurt Hess, who was a 4-year starter? And it looks like we found a guy who's pretty capable because I think the skill around him is very good. Martin Ruiz is a very talented tailback with Jody Webb. We have 2 6'4" wide receivers in Jelani Barasa and Andrew Williams. I think the biggest surprise has been a young offensive line with just 1 senior. Southern Illinois came in with 24 sacks. They never got close to Hunter Wells except on one occasion. He held the football too long. So I think offensively, if the quarterback continues to play well, they're going to be very good. Defensively, I just don't think we know yet. Looked good against Southern Illinois, pretty good against Missouri State, and had a letdown against Western. I think the consistency on defense is what's been lacking, and I think they believe they've got the athletes and the physical toughness now to be better than what they've been the past couple years. We're still trying to figure that out. We thought it'd be a great game that could go either way, and I think Coach Wolford called it an embarrassment. That's how the fans felt. YSU ended the season last year with 3 straight losses after being 8-1, but the biggest disappointment was the game against South Dakota State. Lost a tough one at Northern Iowa, and that's usually a battle with everybody there. Then North Dakota State put it on us, but they put it on a lot of people. We can't figure out yet what happened. I think to some degree the players quit in the second half. I think they had enough of Zach Zenner by halftime, and we just couldn't tackle. We just played very poorly. And overall, honestly, Coach Wolford, the only team in the league that he hasn't beaten is South Dakota State, and unfortunately, many of those games haven't been close. Youngstown State, Northeast Ohio, tough kids, hard-nosed, going back to the Jim Trussell era, so we pride ourselves on being tough, but we haven't been tough enough against South Dakota State. And it's been the physical play up front on both sides of the football. We really haven't been able to run the ball, and we haven't been able to stop the run.